What's up, guys? Welcome to Talking to Fans, episode 29. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe if you love baseball. So, yeah, we do podcasts on this channel, go into vlogs of Braves games, and, just if you love baseball, definitely subscribe. And before we start, I have to give a quick shout out to Baseball Lifestyle. I've become an ambassador for Baseball Lifestyle, and I'm partnering with them, and so yeah, shout out to Baseball Lifestyle. They have any kind of merch y'all want, so definitely go check them out. And let's start. So today's guest is Chase Rice. What's up?
Hi, what's up?
What's up? So the first question I got is who's your favorite team? MLB.
I'm a really big Dodger fan, and basically a Dodger fan than Spurs.
Nice. And who is your favorite Dodger player? Currently and all time?
All time or currently?
Both.
Oh, I got it at camp.
Oh, nice. And currently?
Currently I go Bellinger.
Nice. One question I got is, do you think Bellinger will have a comeback season next year?
I've actually been talking kind of a hot take. I'm thinking Bellinger should have a back year next year and possibly win MVP.
If he wins MVP, that'd be sick, because, I loved Prime Bellinger personally.
Yeah.
And he was just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and then that MLB The Show card would be crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of that, the cover of MLB The Show is going to be announced this Monday. So, who is your pick?
My pick for the MLB cover athlete, it's kind of easy. It's basically going to be Ohtani. I don't think anybody else. Vlad could be close. There could be multiple different covers, which I'm thinking there'd be like a Dominican edition and then the normal edition for Ohtani, and then a Dominican with Vlad. They could do that, but I'm thinking they're just gonna go show.
Or who knows? We could even get a lockout edition.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Even the lockout edition. Get Joe Random there.
Yep, Joe Random. You got the players with no profile.
Yep.
So, but yeah, speaking of this lockout, when do you think it's going to end? We had 3 meetings this past week, and it definitely progressed. So, how many meetings is it going to take, in your opinion, for this to end?
I think in the next, I'm doing it a meeting or two, and then I feel like they're going to be agreeing, because they agreed on the universal DH recently, and a couple of the rules. So, I feel like sooner or later there should be an agreement with the PA and the MLB.
Yeah, for sure, and we'll just get going with baseball again.
Yep.
So let's deep dive into your account real quick. So, you got some followers over there, and so yeah, what kind of motivated you to start?
Well, I was just bored really one day, and my friend had TikTok, so I was I asked my parents if I could. Yeah. So I really had a sports account, and that's been. A couple of your videos did help me get into wanting to edit, and a guy named Clay Productions, and that's it. Really.
Oh, I know who that is. The Reds fan, yeah.
Yeah.
So this kind of part 2 of that question. Who motivated you? If you had to pick a creator to say who motivated you to start making your content, who would it be?
Does it have to only be one?
Yeah.
At the beginning, to be honest, one of my friends, Jax Rams 12, he had a ton of followers at that time. So, and then his account got banned sadly. But he sort of got me into starting TikToks and stuff like that.
Nice. Alright, so David Ortiz made the first ballot Hall of Famer this past week, and I wanted to know what you thought of the whole situation of him getting the call, him making the Hall of Fame. I mean, for you, what do you think, and how did you feel when you first heard the news?
When I heard the news about it, I wasn't really that shocked. I knew that he was gonna make it, but I was thinking about how Barry Bonds wasn't elected, and that was a shocker to me.
Yeah, I mean, let's deep dive into that because there were some people like Barry Bonds, you just said, and Roger Clemens who didn't get in.
Roger Clemens.
I mean, how do you feel about that? And just how do you feel?
I mean, the Barry Bonds one, that's a hard situation to talk about because I feel like there might be a little bias with the insiders, MLB Network, or having David Ortiz on there, Big Poppy in there. But I don't know because he was during the steroid era of when him and Bonds on the steroid list. But that list couldn't be 100% true, and they tested positive for even some just normal legal steroids.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of players taking steroids in that era. I mean, it feels like
steroid era.
I mean, it was a big era, and I mean, this is going to either be the juice ball era we're living in, or it's going to be Spider Tack era. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard one to see
what
happens in the future.
Yeah, I mean, when we're grown, we'll figure that out. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah. What's the next question? Next question is, do you play baseball? And what position do you play?
I'm a catcher, and I've been playing my whole life.
Oh, nice. So, I guess a part two again to that question is, what motivated you to start playing baseball?
What motivated me was my parents, my dad especially. He loves baseball, and Matt Kemp, my favorite player of all time, which just makes sense. Help me just get through. I wanted to start playing a sport, and of course it was baseball. Because since I was young, I've always wanted to play.
Yeah. I got really motivated, just turning on a game once and just getting into the game, and I don't regret it to this day. So
never regretted that decision since.
For sure. So you're a Dodger fan. We established this earlier, and they won the World Series just recently in 2020. When they won the World Series, how did that make you feel? And just describe where you were at, and just describe your feeling.
I was in my room actually watching the game because my parents were watching it in the front, and my TV was ahead of theirs, so I was watching it in my room. And then that last strike from Julio Urias, it was just a great feeling in general. Because I know you, as a Braves fan, just won this year. That was probably crazy for you. And for me, I just had some really good enjoyment, and I was very excited. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to that Braves thing real quick because I was excited, and if you were watching the content at the time, I don't know when you started watching or anything, but if you were watching the content when we won, you would know that I was at Truist Park when they did it.
Yes, you were at the stadium going, and you could just hear all the crowd going crazy. And I saw the video with Jorge Soler, Homer. I've been watching almost since almost 15K.
Oh, wow, that was a while ago. That was in September, I think. So you've been around for a little bit.
Yeah. I just saw you on the on the For You page, and then decided to give you a follow, and just kept watching you ever since.
Nice. That's awesome. I love, hearing people's stories on, how they decided to watch me. What motivated people to watch my content. So, I mean, that's awesome. I'm trying to think of a question. Well, for you, I'll open it up, and you have two questions like you can ask. If you do have 2 questions, feel free to ask at this point. And yeah, so what do you got?
So I had a question for you. What actually motivated you to start wanting to make content on TikTok?
So yeah, basically I just like got like I was bored one day and like decided to like start making content. And this is for the people who've been around like since the start of everything. Y'all would know I was stealing other people's videos. So yeah, I stole other people's videos for a little bit. They were doing pretty solid. And yeah, and then about March 11th hit of this past year. And yeah, it was March 11th, guys. That's like when I really just started opening up, and that's really when this account like first started to get big. So yeah, it's kind of what motivated me, just being bored and yeah.
To be honest, I think that's what happened for all of us.
I mean, we were all in quarantine, we were bored, so I mean.
Yeah. Why not?
And another thing I left off of that is I was actually like grinding for 3 months. Like I was posting videos pretty much every day. And to the people who used to support back then and still are, props to y'all because y'all are the true OGs. So yeah, I was grinding for about 3 months. I didn't like get a whole lot of views on videos, and about March 11th, I got 250 followers, and it just started rolling from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you got another question, feel free to ask.
Okay, this is like a baseball related. What are your thoughts on like the Barry Bonds and Roger making the Hall of Fame, especially with Roger Clemente having the most Cy Young, I believe.
I mean, yeah, I'll begin this with Roger Clemens. So yeah, like you just said, he had the most Cy Youngs in MLB history. It sucks that he didn't make it because like what he brought to the Red Sox was big. I believe he led them to a World Series. So for him not to make it, it kind of sucks. And for Bonds, like we all know he cheated. He used steroids. He did lead the league in home runs in all of time. But I mean, we all know the true home run king is Hank Aaron. But like on the Bond side, huh?
Rest in peace, Hank Aaron.
Yeah, for sure. I got a question about that in a minute. But yeah, I got thrown off. So yeah, like he hit like what 760 home runs or something like that, and
I think it was 781 or 761 or something like that.
yeah, it was 761. Now I remember. But he was definitely a great player. He definitely brought a lot to the Giants with his time there, and I don't know if he would be the best player in MLB history, but he's definitely like the most consistent one.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say he's not the true home run king is because he used steroids, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a Hulk of Major League Baseball, I swear Barry Bonds is that.
Yeah. He was just huge.
Yeah, he was what, like 6'7", 240, like maybe even stronger than that. Like,
and then I think he had like half of that was not even half. I think like 75% of that was pure muscle too.
That's crazy.
Dude was ripped.
Every part of his body was filled with like muscle to like the prior limit.
The max.
For sure.
It's like when you create a player in a movie, 99 power versus righties, 99 power versus lefties, contact.
I know, like, you can do whatever you want with that player because you're in control. That's how.
That's basically what he did during his era. He basically was the Giants team at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Hank Aaron. Recently, a week from when this video comes out, or a week past it, Hank Aaron, it marked the year of Hank Aaron being gone. And, I mean, just describe, like, that guy's legacy. And, I mean, how did you feel like when you heard the news that he passed?
When I heard the news that he passed, genuinely, I was thinking it was fake. But once I found out it was official, I was pretty devastated. It wasn't we should say, I don't think anybody was really expecting it a lot. And, especially at the time, I got home from being out with my friends, and then it just turned into not a great time for me.
Like, yeah, for me, I was just doing school and I heard the news. Like, I had a break and I was just looking at my phone and I heard the news. I'm like, no way this is true. No way. And
I think that was everybody's initial reaction.
Yeah, it was just very devastating. And for me, I mean, I loved Hank. I loved his legacy and I mean what he did. If you go to Truist Park, you can honestly feel Hank Aaron's presence in that stadium with the Hank Aaron Terrace in left and with the 44 in center. And I hope that they keep that for a while, not just this year, because it was truly iconic. And that definitely needs to be something to stay for a little bit.
Yeah. It was a hard time. And hopefully they keep that, like you said, in Truist Park for a while.
They definitely need to, yeah.
Yeah, I believe they will, too. Just because.
And, I mean, a lot of people forget, but the World Series, I even thought Hank Aaron's presence was shining down on us because we won 44 games in the first half, 44 games in the second half.
And then
40.
You guys had a total of 44 runs and homers or something like that.
I think it was 44 runs between both teams in the World Series. So, just for those three things to happen, you had to know either the baseball gods were shining down on us or Hank Aaron, and I truly believe it was Hank Aaron.
Because that's just good for you guys in general.
Yeah.
To be able to carry on his cycle, and hopefully we can see you guys in the NLC champion. Yeah, NLCS.
I mean, yeah, I actually have that could actually be happening for a while.
Yeah, because you guys have a good young team. If you guys get Freddie Freeman back, which that's in free agency, him, Castellanos, Chris Bryant. There's a ton of good free agents out right now, and Freddie Freeman's that main centerpiece that everybody's trying to get.
Yeah, I mean, let's dive into that because, I mean, we'll start with Castellanos. What do you think the contract's going to look like, and where do you think he's going when this lockout is finished?
I feel like Nick is going to have a big contract. I don't know if he will go back to the Reds because that team, it's a solid team, but I feel like he might go somewhere like the Mets just because they're already loaded enough. He wants to be hey, let's go win this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he gets a 4-year, I'm seeing because every team's been spending a lot of money, especially with that Marcus Semien contract. You don't know what's possible with $238 million for him, I believe.
Yeah.
It was something in the 200s, but I'm saying probably $134 million a 4-year.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's just continue this little free agency talk for a little bit. A big free agent who's going to top that Marcus Semien contract is Carlos Correa. And where do you think he's going, and what do you think the contract looks like again?
I feel like he's going to have one of the biggest contracts. And I feel like since the Tigers did sign Javi Baez, I don't think he'll be going to the Tigers anymore because they just got Javi Baez unless they want to move him to second.
Right.
And Rand put him at short. And he already announced that he's not going to go back to Houston. And I feel like one team willing to make like a big splash in free agency could be either the Reds or the Marlins. Because if the Reds lose Castellanos, I feel like they'll be willing to give him a big contract. Or if a team like the Yankees, which probably wouldn't because their fans would probably boo one of their own players in general. But I'm saying he goes with he's going to sign a big contract, probably a 12-year, $347 million contract with the Marlins.
The Marlins, wow.
Mariners, sorry.
Oh, okay.
They got Rob Ray, and we're very close at making the.
You got Adam Frazier on that Mariners team too. You got some guys over there.
If they get a solid shortstop, I think it'll really good for them. And, the AL West might be going to them, or it would be a race between and the eight. Mike Trout is able to stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next free agent, Freddie Freeman. We were talking about him earlier, and he is rumored to go to the Dodgers. It could happen, but
Yeah.
what do you think of that? And just in general, where do you think he's going?
Well, it really depends on how the Dodgers start to move with Gavin Lux. If the Dodgers really want to be serious with the end of 2020, the 2021 season with a good, a solid performance, but the start of it wasn't good, and they had to move him to center, which was he had some speed, just wasn't great at getting fly balls out there. So I think that if they do want to move him to center and Bellinger to left, and even put Pollock at DH or something like that, they could do that. Move Trey Turner, and if they do get Freeman, which I believe they have a shot at because he did just recently buy a house down in LA or around the LA area, that he might be able to sign with the Dodgers. And I wouldn't be shocked if he does, and then they move Max Muncy to second and Justin Turner stays at third.
Yeah, and just Trey Turner moves to shortstop. That'd probably be one of the best, if not the best, infield in baseball.
Mm-hmm. Which I think the Dodgers already have moved Trey Turner back to shortstop because his second base defense wasn't the best, but he had some great defense.
Yeah, and he's just more better at shortstop. As my phone's actually about to die, and it's one question I really want to just get out of the way is, who do you challenge to come on the podcast?
Oh, I kind of I haven't seen if you on the podcast yet, but I want to see if Clay Productions, if he would like to come on the podcast.
Yeah, he has not been on the podcast, so I will definitely reach out and we'll plan something for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We can keep talking on the podcast, just my phone's about to go dead. So if it breaks up in the middle of a conversation, I'm sorry, guys. That's on me for not charging it. But yeah, let's talk about more of these free agents until my phone goes dead. Yeah, Chris Bryant, where do you think he's gonna land?
I feel like Chris Bryant, if Correa does go to the Mariners, I feel like Chris Bryant is going to be one of those team players and take a small contract and go with the Mariners just to help improve just anywhere on their field, really, because he plays left, basically almost the whole outfield now, because he said that he's been trying to work on right field and stuff like that, and he basically plays already third and short and first. So,
yeah.
I think he might take a small, 1 or 2 year deal, but nothing too big.
I mean, so
Sorry, go.
We're kind of done with talking about the free agent thing, but one thing I'm interested to hear your take on is the Padres, and do you think they'll rebound next year? And before you answer that question, I made a video on the Padres earlier, and it's not making fun of them. I know it looks like it is, but it's not. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I haven't seen that video yet. I apologize if I don't know if it was it on TikTok or YouTube.
It was on TikTok.
Okay. And I'm just thinking about. I don't think they'll be able to rebound. I think they'll have a decent year, but I don't think they'll be able to, especially with trading away Adam Frazier. Probably just because he wasn't working in the. And now they'll actually be able to put a Cronenworth there at a full-time second baseman, but who knows what they're going to be able to do with Tatis, and if they're going to have him in the outfield or keep him in short. Because if he plays the outfield, he might still be injury-prone, or not the outfield. If he plays short, he might be injury-prone. Outfield, he wasn't great. But I feel like they'll have a pretty decent bounce-back year, but I don't think they'll be playoff-bound. I think they'll be a little short, but I feel like in 2023 they'll be able to make the playoffs because they are getting Mike Clevenger back, and I forget the other, but they're Mike Clevenger back, so they should be fine there.
Yeah, Clevenger is definitely going to be big for them. So yeah, I mean, y'all had pitchers like Yu Darvish, or I didn't mean to say y'all. You're a Dodger fan, my bad. But
yeah, you're fine.
The Dodgers.
Well, yeah, the Dodgers did have Yu Darvish at one point.
Yeah, but I meant the Padres one.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had Yu Darvish. He struggled towards the end of last season. Blake Snell struggled. So
yeah,
the big thing and the question to their success is, can Blake Snell and Yu Darvish rebound? That's the big question that has to go around Major League Baseball and the baseball community right now, because those are the two big pieces in that rotation.
Mm-hmm. And I do feel like Blake Snell will be able to bounce back and have a pretty solid year. I don't think he'll be able to put up AL Cy Young numbers, but I think he'll be able to have a pretty solid year and I think he'll move to the ace in that start in the Padres starting pitching rotation. But I don't think Yu Darvish will be able to bounce back that much. He might have a strong start to the year, but he's only going to be going down due to age and stuff like that.
And I mean, we were talking about that one question, and for you, as a Dodger fan, what is that one question to how are they going to do good this year?
I feel like they're going to do good just hitting wise, and they're going to be putting up a lot of runs, but also giving up a lot of runs at the same time, just due to their possibly poor pitching and other things that may happen this year. Because there could be injuries to people like Blake Snell or Machado or even Tatis for their worst case scenario.
Yeah, so for the Padres, who knows?
Yeah, they're definitely. They have to rely on basically two people offensively, and pitching wise, they don't have a great bullpen. But we'll see what they do, and especially with them getting away Yates a couple years ago, I think a year back, right before the 2021 season. That wasn't smart. We could say that.
Yeah.
For their bullpen.
So, I got a question for you. It's about the MVPs. So yeah, for the NL, who wins MVP, and who is the number 2 and 3 spots in your opinion for NL in 2022?
All right, I'll start with Ronald Acuna. I feel like he's gonna have a bounce back year. He's not gonna win it, but he will be number 2 in the rankings. I'm starting with number 2 because I don't know why. Although that's going to be a big one, especially because I feel like Juan Soto is going to have an amazing year. But right now, I'm taking Ronald Acuna over Soto because of the defense. But I think Soto would be runner-up behind Acuna. So Juan Soto would be 3. And if he bounces back, Belly wins MVP.
So that's your prediction. Bellinger at 1, Acuna at 2, and Soto at 3.
I feel like Soto's going to have a good year, but Acuna's going to bounce back a lot.
Yeah, and let's go to the AL side of this, and same exact scenario applies here.
I feel like Vladimir Guerrero should win the MVP. He's gonna just have an amazing season. Hopefully, his defense can just get a little bit better.
Yeah.
For Blue Jays fans, if he has good defense, if he gets like Matt Olson type defense, that would be really good. And then number 2, Shohei. It depends if Trout does stay healthy. We really don't know about Trout's like health right now. He was clear to play, and the Angels just didn't want to play him. So I would say Mike Trout if he stays healthy, number 2. But if not, give that to Shohei. And number 3, I'm going for one of my favorite players right now, which I feel like is kind of underrated when it comes to just the top, Matt Olson. I feel like he's going to have a big year next year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a very underrated one. And, I mean, as far as the whole trades go for Olson, like, where do you think he's going? Because obviously you got to pick an American League team for that to happen.
Yeah. I feel like if he does get traded, he'll go to the Yankees, and it might be able to involve an Anthony Rizzo. Like, if you watch basketball, if you know how the Warriors traded, like, Durant for D'Angelo, and they're both free agents. But, like, that's, like, putting a standpoint of people that do watch this podcast are talking about basketball. But I feel like it would be able to have, like, Anthony Rizzo and Gleyber Torres for Matt Olson. And I feel like the Yankees give up a decent prospect, too. I just don't know who I feel like they'd specifically give up for Matt Olson.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, Rizzo's a free agent right now, so, I mean, that wouldn't work. But Torres, for sure, would definitely work.
Yeah, because that would help the A's with second baseman problems with Josh Harrison. And even they just lost A, so I think they'd be in a real rebuilding standpoint and try to get more, mainly prospects from the Yankees. Because of course, they just lost one of their star players, probably second best player on their team, and Starling Marte. So now they're just stuck basically holding Matt Olson hostage. And I don't think that will be enough to carry the A's. And I don't know if they move him at the deadline or the start of the year, right, or the off season, right when the PA is announced, and they trade Matt Olson for Gleyber and some prospects.
Yeah, that's gonna be something to watch out for. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And because this question is usually saved for the last one, but for my phone to die, like I thought it was, so I wanted to get it out of the way. But I'm going to re-ask you this question. Who do you challenge to come on the podcast?
Well, like I said, as Clay Production, I'd like to see him on the podcast. That would be really nice.
Nice.
I could tell like a nice guy in general, because he's responsible for like my comments on most of his videos and stuff like that. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get him on, for sure.
Yeah, that would be really cool. All right, thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day, and thank you for coming on.
Yep, have a good Friday, and have a good day. See you.
All right, see you. Bye. Peace out, guys. Peace out, Hey Nation. Definitely go check out Baseball Lifestyle as well. So, yeah, peace out. See y'all in episode 30, which is going to be a big episode. So stay tuned.